There's a movie that the humans came out with, or Disney came out with, called Pocahontas. I used to call myself that in at 3 Glenway when I would be in the woods by myself, just exploring and spending time with nature. We had an empty lot next to the house, but whatever. There's a reference to Pocahontas with something Imperial. It's IMP, and it's Virginie, Virgini. It has to do with Fila, but it's Rebecca Fila. I say Majuru, but it says I don't know, Poma something or other. But again, it's tribal in speak. I guess it's left for the taverners or tavernists. The inns keep. So I found it on the internet when I googled Pocahontas. It's in a black and white. I referenced it on my thing. But there's a Disney movie, but they reference Pocahontas as if she's they used, the people around here use the word Indian. Нет спасибо on the construct that they've built, because in Italiano, in the Divine Comedy native language, she is in Dio, deity, Diety in English, in Anglais, and so the Disney character it's the wrong message, it's the wrong messenger. I know, I get the way that theater is done, but it portrays for the entire collection of the company Lost My Kids in New York during my life frame. The whole what's watching the movies and participating reads the message wrong. And then it becomes a further stumbling block to what's needed to be done for a bicentennial arrival, with planetary necessity for a wounded family member. I was wounded family member only because of the way Mariah was handled between Ireland and New York. Angelina, I don't know how their plight was from West Virginia. She was born there in the 1800s, the late 1800s. And she had like the deep rosa hair in West Virginia with really pale, beautiful porcelain-like skin. She looked like a doll when she was younger. I actually visually mimic her, which gets confusing, how my mother was born in Mariah, but again, the sundial and the zodiac separated somehow. The machine slipped between 1977 and 1978. There's something off. When I look at Tomahawk with the yellowness that's created in his glass, in his windows to the world, through my Basset or my Freya eyes, I have I have a gold cloud myself, but it covers green and infrared. And at times the humans call it blue, sometimes they call it gray. They have a lot of different ways. They never seem to get the same color correct. Sometimes they appear red in the center. It's just the machine. Um, but anyway, the story of Pocahontas, that natural, almost, I mean, like some people say the word wild, W-I-L-D, but wild of heart in nature. But again, in Victorian terms, where there's like the Bavarian cotton dress, for the respectable whatever ladies. Um, again, it depends on what echelon you are and what nose you look down upon the pedigrees. Um, Even within one's own genealogy with this tear, the way that it's been. Um, so the Disney movie was told through an artist's interpretation of, but it's small measures of people who know that the mass category that it was, that participated in box office, whatever, if they're Gallup polled on land, so they could pass the information from from shore to ship or ship to shore, it their numbers would be off in set whatever, unless the real story was whatever. These were entertainment pieces, but only if needed. I mean, like, the truth only comes out if it's needed as an anchor, if you fall on hard times or in trouble with something. It's the same thing with the Freya story. I mean, like, again, the love is not free for everybody. It is an F-150 sitting on the back of the, just respectfully speaking to one another on some, however, just arrived, and and not to say stay, just for a brief moment. And then, however, one gets a black Toyota Tundra to have an unsupervised Saturday night. I don't know. But that's what I had hoped for and on. And then there was the one from eHarmony who I met once and then just totally disappeared. He got sick. He had longer hair, which is weird because actually, if I think about it, because that memory totally evaporates, but could have been Eric, but I'm not sure. And then, like, Johnny Lasagna, whatever that name was for that code for Stadium Pub, right off of Vets, who's still on the clock, whatever that means. I mean, that's like hunger. That is that is what I crave, not what is going on. Um, but in Pocahontas, I don't know, and I didn't see the whole movie. I tried. It loses me in its way it's visually displayed. Um, it has to probably be one of the most boring Disney movies I've ever seen. Um, but it does tell of the love of Pocahontas and John, which I guess is where John's Day 1988 may come from, and Johnny Lasagna in that key-out code name for that one specific on-the-clock event. um, where I think I was driving. I wasn't drinking. Maybe I was. I think he stopped by a few times. Nora kept calling him my boyfriend. Um, that would have been a really quick pit stop to better things. I don't know. Now you have an Encanto, which you're building a house, but I say hacienda, but the cosita, I think is what they said that they called it. Again, it's Spanish. I'm not. I don't want to upset the entire Latino market, but you guys are your own thing, and I'm appreciative of it. I just am not. I'm something different. Whatever. But that casita and hacienda motility where the house breaks, but then you have to build the house back together, and then the personalities are split into different functions. Again, the messenger is off. I know that there's this push for diversity in universities somewhere. It's part of the disease. It's part of this experimental where there's perimental disease competing constantly for one voice. It's really frustrating. It's like peritricus. It's like, no, the trick already happened. I don't need to keep perpetuating the trick. My job is to get from point A to point B safely. Try not to get tranquilized. Try to get to the right man. And try not to get he hurt in whatever he does in whatever. Since it's taken 43 years and I wasn't born exactly the way you would think a bicentennial should be born, in whatever that meant. Unless that was like the opening of the Hunger Games, which is even more thoroughly scary. I didn't see that movie either. I don't know the reference. I just know what the title could bring. I did see a private house investment in. There was a man by the name of Alexander. Could be familial in some larger schematic of Far and Away. He was a not a glazier, like a glass, like a lead or stained glass. He was glacier related, which gets, I caught myself in that confusing thought pattern of English. But it's a movie called Torn, Torn. It actually has overlapping paradoxical, dual, I guess pluralcy, though, but that's something in the lungs. Plural paradigm significance. They just brought it out on. I didn't see that movie either, but I just saw the word torn, the name Alexander, and what the gentleman, he was an outdoorsman, I would say like a Mountie, almost like just an outdoorsman, knew the terrain and did, it looked like global or climatic change work, but in the landscape for geography, where specific wherever he was, I don't know. I didn't go into that much details, but his son made the documentary about him. That just came on yesterday during the LVI Super Bowl. Today's the 20 or 12-hour circle from there. Maybe 24-hour circle. Or 2 rotations of the circle between when I saw it and now. It's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza, it's Earth, solar system, Milky Way, universe, galaxies broken, it's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.